Hello, good morning, students. How are you today? It's a brand new week, and I hope you had a good time during your weekend. It's another week, and it's time to study again. Last week, remember, we did measures. We talked about lengths, units of lengths. And if there's anything you remember from last week's topic, it is MCMK. Remember? Millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. And by now, of course, you already know what each of them measures. Millimeters, tiny objects; centimeters, a little bit bigger objects like your pencil; and the meters measure larger objects like a tree, a bus, a car; and finally the kilometers is the only different one that measures distances between roads or the length of a road. Okay, so guess what this morning? Yes, we're learning, but we're going to have some fun. What is it about? Let's have fun with our rulers. You know, of course, it's math time, so you get your workbook, your student book, and everything ready. So, most importantly, I want you to get your rulers because we're going to be having fun with rulers today. Yes. All right. I believe you have everything we need, so let's go to the lesson. It's lesson 11 and it's unit 3. We are measuring length. By now, I mentioned to you already the 4 units of length. So your student book is on page 219 to 220 and your workbook page 173 to 176. What's our lesson objective today? Now, it's good for you to know what we're going to learn in the course of the lesson. So by the end of the lesson, we'll be able to evaluate and see if we've actually achieved our objective. Today, we must be able to estimate measurements of objects. Let me explain that to you. I just look at a tree and I just give an estimate. What is the unit of measurements for measuring a tree? Great job, meters. Now I look at a tree and I just give an estimate. I think this tree should be like 200 meters. Yeah, but when I measure the tree, I do the actual measurements of the tree. Is it going to be 200 meters? Will my estimate be lesser or more than the actual height of the tree? That's what we're doing today. We need to be able to estimate measurements of objects by looking at it, not by doing the actual measurement. And then we'll also be able to measure an object and read the measurements accurately. So after estimating the measurements of the length of the tree, then I do the actual measurements. I estimate it to be 200 meters. But when I did the actual measurements, the tree was 250 meters. Did I underestimate or overestimate? Well, I underestimated because I estimated a figure that is lower than the actual measurements. Okay, so today we're going to be able to read measurements accurately. Okay, all right, let's go to the next. So let's do some measuring. I have a pencil, I have a paper clip, and I have a sharpener. Now look at what I have here. You're going to measure the length. Now we're going to do this activity together, okay? Don't use your ruler. Don't use your ruler. You don't even need the ruler actually, okay? Now let's estimate. What do we think this pencil, what do we think will be the length? The estimate. Let's look at the estimate. I estimate maybe this should be like 6 centimeters. Do your own estimates, okay? Now this is it. Write your own estimates in, okay, write what you have here, measuring the length of an object. You take a picture of it and send it to me, okay? Measuring the length of an object, write it in your book. Write object, estimate, and actual length. Then write the 3 objects we have: pencil, paper clip, sharpener. All right, so write the estimates. What do you think is the estimate of the measurement of this pencil? Then the paper clip. I think the paper clip should be like maybe like 6 millimeters. Oh, no. Maybe, okay, I estimate the pencil to be 6 centimeters. I estimate the paper clip to be 1 centimeter or 1.5 centimeter. And I estimate the sharpener to be, since the sharpener is the shortest, I estimate the sharpener to be 1 centimeter. Okay, so I have 6 centimeters, 1.5 centimeters, and 1 centimeter. Now, what is your own estimate? Let's see who overestimated or underestimated. Okay, because we're going to see the accurate measurements in the next slide. So write for me, what do you think it is? You have to write it now. I'll give you 30 seconds. That's too much. Let me give you 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, all right, by now you're through with your estimated measurements. Okay, make sure you don't cheat. Make sure you don't cheat. Okay, write your estimated measurements, because you show it to me. Take a picture of it and show it to me on Class Dojo. Just write only the pencil, paper clip, and sharpener. Estimate. Write the estimated measurements in front of it, and then let's check out the actual length. Whoa, I really underestimated. Now I gave an estimate of 6 centimeters for the pencil, 1.5 centimeter for the paper clip, and 1 centimeter for the sharpener. I really underestimated. So what about you? Did you overestimate or underestimate? Because the actual measurement is, the pencil is 13 centimeters. I said 6. That's so low. I underestimated. The paper clip is 4 centimeters. I said 1.5. That's really low as well. What did you say? Okay, and the sharpener is 3 centimeters. I said 1.5, not even 2. Wow, I really underestimated. What about you? Show me your answers on Class Dojo. Okay, do you see it's really fun to have measurements done? Okay, let's see what we have next. Now, let me look at this again. I hope I'm not going to underestimate. Okay, I'll estimate the pencil to be, it depends on my ruler anyway. You know, this is not accurate because it's just being done on the computer, but when you use your rulers, it will be more accurate. Okay, let me make an estimate. The pencil maybe 3.5, going by the measurements on my ruler here, and the bog is like, let's say 2 millimeters. And this line is shorter than the pencil. I said this pencil should be like 3.5 centimeters. The bog should be 3 millimeters, and this line should be like 3 centimeters. And the sharpener is I think the sharpener should be like 2 centimeters. Okay, that's my estimate. Okay, let's see. You also do your estimates. Okay, do your estimates and let's see the actual measurements. Let's see what we did. Whoa, let's read the length accurately. I said the pencil is 3.5. Great job, I did it. Okay, what about you? Did you overestimate, underestimate, or you estimated accurately? Now let's check the actual measurements. Do you see this ruler? The top little lines in between the big numbers, you see we have some little lines there. Those ones are called millimeters. Okay, because they are not up to a centimeter. Remember I said millimeter is smaller than centimeter in the last lesson. Yeah, okay. Now the millimeters are the little lines. If you count each of them, you'll see that there are 10. Okay, there's one that seems a little bit longer in between two numbers, like between 1 and 2. You see, there's one of the numbers seem like it's a little bit longer than the others. That's half of it. So when you have a measurement on that one in between, it is called 1.5, or if it is in between 2 and 3, it is 2.5. If it is in between 3 and 4, it's 3.5. That's the half measurement in between two numbers. Okay, I hope you understand that. Now the pencil is 3.5 centimeters. I got it right. Let's see the bug. The bug, I said, should be like 3 millimeters. Remember, I said millimeter is not up to a centimeter. So let's count how many lines we have before 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually 5 millimeters. Well, I think I'm close at this time. I underestimated by 2 millimeters. Let's see the sharpener. I think I said the sharpener should be 2 centimeters. Wow, I really underestimated. The sharpener is not even up to 1 centimeter. Let's count how many millimeters it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Remember, we're counting the lines in between. So the sharpener is 9 millimeters. Now I hope you understand what it means to read measurements accurately and to just have an estimate of what the measurement is. Oh, I'm missing out something. The line. I said the line should be like 3 centimeters. Oh, well, I underestimated that also. The line is actually 2. Then let's count the lines in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The line is 2.7 millimeters. That's how you read it when it's not up to 3. 2.7 millimeters. The same thing goes for the sharpener. Okay, the sharpener is just 9 millimeters. Okay, because it doesn't have an additional, it's not even up to 1 meter. But the line is 2 meters and is not up to 3. So we count the lines in between. 7. So the line is 2.7 millimeters. No, centimeters, please. It's not millimeters. Or you can either say 2 centimeters and 7 millimeters, or 2.7 centimeters. Okay. All right. I hope we understood that clearly. Now, what did we learn today? How to estimate length of objects. It was really interesting to do that. And also how to measure length accurately. That's when you have centimeter and millimeter together. How do you measure it? You need to be able to count the lines in between and do an accurate measurement. Now, I'll give you a task. I gave you a task last week to measure your workbook with a ruler and send the answer to me. I'm still waiting. Now, today, I want you to look around at some objects around you, maybe 3 objects. Have an estimate of the measurements and then measure the accurate measurements, or do the accurate measurements with your ruler and tell me if you underestimated or overestimated. Okay? All right. Practice your workbook, pages 173 to 176. And remember, of course, you have to send it to me on Class Dojo so I can correct it. Remember to keep safe. Remember to wash your hands, sanitize, and eat healthy foods all the time. Till we have our next lesson tomorrow. Bye-bye.